G'day folks, in this video I'm going to show you how to solve the master Pyraminx, and I'm going to do it in this method by reducing it to a Pyraminx. In other words, I'm going to reduce the corners, so all of these corners will be effectively one corner. A lot like this one here. You can see that is one particular corner there, and I'm going to make all of that the same. So the first thing that we'll do is to just twist these very outer corners into position. They can't really go anywhere apart from being twisted. So we'll firstly get that done. Okay, that's looking slightly better already. Now what I want to do is to make these corners, just start out by making one complete corner, so that when I turned all of that it would be the same. It would be all green here, all yellow here, all blue here. How do I do that? Well, I'm looking for a green blue piece that belongs there. There's a green yellow. There's a green blue, but it's in the wrong orientation. So where's the other green blue? It's up here. Now I want to have that piece turned around to there, so that I can now just turn it into that position, and that is done. Then I'm just going to turn this around and now look for the yellow green. Where's the yellow green? I think we saw it before. That looks like it, because that will be the same orientation. Do that, and that's done. Last piece, the blue yellow, and we can see there's the blue yellow. So I've got to turn that off and get it correctly positioned there. Now I can bring that, and you can see that that entire corner has been reduced. Okay, what I want to do is hold it at the top, and I'm going to reduce the remaining corners by getting 2 out of the 3 of each of these done. Now you can see, for example, this one, that one's done and that one's done already, so it's just this one here that's not done. What about this corner? This corner's only got one part of it that's done, because this bit and this bit is not done. So I'm going to turn an undone part up to here. What about this one? Again, it's got that done and that done, but not this one done. So this is the corner that I need to get first. I've got to find perhaps an orange-green piece. Now I notice that that orange-green piece is here. So I'll turn that so that I can get a green-yellow piece into here. Where is it? Oh, look at that. It's on the same piece. That's awesome. So what I can do in that case, effectively, I need to kind of swap these two, is just turn that orange-green off like that, then turn the corner and bring it back. And you can see that has now given us 3 of these bottom corners, each of which have one piece that's not done. And at this point what we can do is turn the pieces into position. We simply turn that across, and that'll solve those corners. All of those 4 corners are now reduced. Now they may or may not be completely reduced, in terms of we've got to just make sure the centers are all good. So at this point what you do is you get the corners lined up, so we can see yellow greens are there. There needs to be another yellow green corner over, or not a yellow green, in fact it's the other green corner, which is that one. Does that match? Yes, it does. So we've got that face done, and this last corner we can just turn that around. Now it's looking a lot better. What we do now is look to see where the centers are, and if we have a 2+2 swap of the centers, we're good to go. And in this case we've got orange and yellow that need to swap, and we've got green and blue that need to swap. But that's not always going to happen. Sometimes you're going to have a 3 cycle. Let's have a look at that now. Alright, well in this case we've got all the corners reduced, but we'll see that the blue center is correctly in position, but then we've got the orange, green and yellow centers which are in a 3 cycle. Now if that happens, very, very simple fix to make sure that these centers are in a 2+2 swap, first of all, is to turn that slice that contains the centers one turn, basically to place them. So I'll turn it like that, and you can see, having done that, the centers are all correctly placed. Now the thing that I've knocked out is these 3 pieces. Now I can't just turn them back, because that would defeat the purpose of the centers. So what I do is I say, well, I know that that green yellow has got to go to there, and the yellow orange has got to go to this one. What I'm going to do is have this third piece down into this position. So I can do a 3 cycle of these pieces. So to put it down into that position, I'll turn the corner and now turn the bottom to bring that third piece, which is that one, into that position. Now I'll carry out a 3 cycle. Turn that slice, turn that third piece up, return the slice, turn the third piece down. That's done it. Undo the setup moves that I have, which was turn the bottom back and return that corner. And now let's have a look what's going on. You'll notice that all of the corners are once again fully reduced, but this time the centers are exactly where they should be as well. Now they're going to become unsolved, but the important thing is that the centers are either in a solved position or in a 2+2 swap, which we now have. So that completes the phase of reducing the corners and making sure that the centers are all good. Now the next stage is to go ahead and place these middle, I don't know what you call them, wedges. So to do this, I've got a yellow orange here and I need that to go across to here. Here's a third piece that I can use. So what I'm going to be doing is using slice moves here. And I can see that if I turn this slice, it's going to involve the piece that I want plus that one. If I turn this slice, it's going to involve the piece that I want plus that one. And that means the intersection of those two slice turns will just be this piece that I'm looking to replace. So I turn that slice, then just that one, undo those turns, and let's take stock. Firstly, you'll see the centers have gone out. That's okay because they're still in a 2+2 swap. Secondly, you'll see that yellow-orange piece we were trying to place has been placed. And thirdly, all the corners that we reduced are still reduced. So that's how we go ahead and carry out those 3 cycles, very simply. Let's do another one. The yellow-blue has got to go across to here. So I now need to get a third piece, which is not yet done, so I'll just put that over to there and carry out the same sort of thing. Whoops, wrong way. That's better. Undo that setup move and let's take a look. We've now got down to, in fact, 2 pieces remaining and they're both in position. Now you're not going to get a swap of these 2 pieces, but you might get this where they need to be flipped. And this one is very simple to deal with. What we do is we firstly want to take them out of position. So again, we'll just use, in this case, we can actually turn this one down. Let's use the slice moves again. Okay, so I've just done a 3 cycle there of these pieces and you can see it's involved the one that was here, which was the blue-green, is now down here. The one that was here, which was the green-yellow, is now across to here. Now I have a 3 cycle where they'll all go in correctly if I think about doing this. And what that means is the green-yellow, I can see, will turn across correctly to there. This green-orange will turn down correctly into its position, and this one, the green-blue, is the one that's going to go incorrectly. In other words, if I turn that up, the green would be on that side. So what that means is I want to turn the position of this incorrect one first. So I turn that slice position first, turn it up onto its position, undo those turns, and what we see then is that those last wedges are in. That completes that stage of the solve. The last bit of the puzzle is to get the centers in. Now you could find that the centers are already done and in that case your whole thing is done. Or you could find this and you'll have a 2+2 swap. So the yellow and the blue need to swap and the green and the orange need to swap. And I repeat, if you don't have a swap, it's because earlier you didn't take care of the 3 cycle that you had, so you have to go back and do that. But in this case we do have a swap. This is super simple to deal with. All we want to do is hold it like this so we can see 2 that need to swap and not the other 2. And we want to carry out an up, theoretically, an up, up, down, down 3 times. That's 1 time. That's twice. There's the third time, and you'll notice that those blue and yellow centers have swapped, so indeed have the orange and green, and everything else is intact. And that is the master Pyraminx solved.